turn this on. Hello guys, welcome to the start of a new vlog. I'm currently in the bathroom because my mum is, we're in a hotel basically, and my mum's out there drying hair. So I was like, I'll come to the bathroom, but the shower's dripping and the extractor fan is on, so I'm sorry if it's loud. I'm well aware that my voice is echoing right now, but I'm starting this vlog today because I can't believe I'm about to say this. I'm like 1 hour away of having a nose job, my second nose job. So I'm not going to go into all the details right now. I will do that at a later stage of the video because I've not got time to go through everything. In fact, I've not had time to barely even sit with my camera since arriving home from Australia. So if you're new to the channel, then welcome. I have lived in Australia for 12 months and I've had to come home for a revision open septo rhinoplasty. I'm currently in London. I arrived yesterday and I'm here for 3 nights, and I'm having my surgery in Harley Health Village on Harley Street. So we're going to leave in 20 minutes, going to walk there. I'm laughing because if I don't laugh I'll cry, because I'm not looking forward to this at all. I've already been through everything once before. I'm really sorry if that shower dripping because it's annoying, because it's really annoying me, but yeah, I could cry. I'm not looking forward to it. The pain, the whole recovering swollen nose for a year, I'm just not looking forward to any of it. And I've had such a bad start to this whole journey of having this revision. It's been an absolute nightmare from start to finish. Well, don't want to speak too soon. I'm hoping the surgery will not be a nightmare, but in terms of like dealing with the surgeon, the clinic, everything has been awful and so much stress that I'm dreading the surgery. They don't want to say anything, and that's as far as I'm gonna go with it. But yeah, I'm an hour away of my admission time in the hospital. So I had a nose job 3 years ago and it's not right. I really will like talk about it after my surgery is done. So after today, I'm gonna vlog my like stages. I'll probably not vlog for the next like 1 or 2 days because just depending on how I feel, I might be in a lot of pain, discomfort. I might be too like bruised and swollen to even like be with it to pick up a camera. But I do want to vlog the process of going through this, like going to my post-op appointments, like seeing the nurse, getting the bandage off, getting the cast off, all that stuff. So yeah, my admission time is 11. That doesn't mean that my surgery is at 11. They could say I could be in there for a wait, up to a wait of 6 hours before I actually go into theatre. So I might vlog a little bit at the hospital for something to do, show you around my room if I'm in a room on my own. But yeah, this morning I've like scrubbed my tan off. You're not allowed tan on. I've done my skincare, exfoliated, yeah, cleansed, exfoliated, all that good stuff, just to make sure my skin is squeaky clean, because it's going to be so oily and dirty for the next week or so. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna go. Wish me luck. Better than Preston Hospital. Hey guys, this is my room. My bed. I'm gonna have to wear these soon. Slippers, nightgown. Oh, that's so scary. To think that I'm going to be hooked up to this later is so scary. Oh my god. And we have the gorgeous this underwear. Stunning. Back to front and this one on normally. But like, I don't know which way is back to front. So she will tell me if this is wrong. But basically, I have been seen by a nurse so far. She has taken like my blood pressure, asked me some like general health questions, and then is seeing to buy me a anaesthetist soon. He will ask me like the same general questions, and then the surgeon's still in theatre at the minute, offers with another patient, so I think I'm going to have to wait around an hour, I think, until it's my turn to see the surgeon. So hopefully not too long to wait. So yeah, I've got my phone, I've got my laptop, so I'm just going to do some content editing, I think. Yeah. By the way, I hope you can hear me because I'm whispering, because it's such a quiet, small hospital, and I don't want them to be like, who's she talking to? Who's that girl talking to in that room? But yeah, so far, so good. Although they did have me waiting for like half an hour, which is not good, because when you pay private, I believe that you shouldn't have to wait. But yeah, my nurse is lovely. She's really lovely, and her brother lives in Melbourne. So we've been bonding over Australia, which is cute because she's really lovely. That's better. I'm still having to talk quiet because, like I said, it's a small hospital, so I'm still talking really quiet. So I hope that this camera's picking up what I'm saying, but I've been in this room now for about 2 hours, but I have just seen the surgeon. He's just come in to see me to discuss what we are doing, because I've not seen him yet, which is, how do I put this? Not seeing him has been the main part of this whole chaotic start to this, my revision basically. Well, anyway, then we've discussed what we're going to do to my nose, because I'll show you this picture. This was basically my nose when I first had it done, and then I took this picture yesterday, and as you can see, it's a completely different nose. Like, my nostrils are so big, whereas here they're like cute and small. And you know, the surgeon basically said, like, I don't know what's happened there. He thinks a stitch has dropped and that's made my nostril drop. Don't know. But yeah, my main thing is I am getting my deviation fixed again, because the graft that he'd done previously has moved. And he's going to have to take a graft from behind my ear to put into the tip of my nose. Again, all of this in detail I will say at a later date once I'm fully recovered. But yeah, I feel a little bit more calm now that I've actually seen the surgeon. It's the same surgeon as what I had the first time. I had this done 3 years ago. I've just had to sign some documents. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that picture as to like one of the main reasons why I'm having this surgery done again, as well as the deviation. I've FaceTimed my boyfriend. I've been chilling. I'm watching YouTube. was going to book a flight to Bali. But I'm waiting till I speak to Nathan. We do want to go to Bali on holiday, but I'm this close to booking the flights just to make me feel better. Here's the anaesthetist has been in. I've got the cannula in my arm now. Yeah, we're good to go. I think I'm about to go into theatre in roughly like 10 minutes, but I really need a wee and I'm scared to go. I need to ask if I can go for a wee. Yeah, there's just so many people beyond this door. Everyone's beyond that door and I just feel like everyone's just going to look at me as soon as I walk out of the room. Also absolutely ravenous. I've not eaten since 7:30 PM last night and it's now 1:45. I've also not drank any water since early this morning. I also forgot to mention that I had to do a urine sample when I got here for a pregnancy test, so yeah, all my medical things have been done, so it's nearly go time. Got some apple juice and my water. So tired. No bruising yet. We've got some chicken and avocado, some crisps and my water. My lips are so dry. Feels disgusting. Morning. Just got a bad hiccups, I feel so sick. Just going for breakfast. This is my breakfast of choice. Yogurt, fruit and some yogurt. Just want to get some goodness in me. But this is what we're currently looking like on day one. I've got some bruising slightly started. I look like the Grinch, don't I? Feel all the blood, like it's like congregating there. I'm gonna sound so nasally, because obviously I can't breathe or do anything from my nose, so this is what I currently sound like. But yeah, it's day one. It's currently, what time is it? And it's currently 10:10. And to be honest, I've been awake since 5:30 this morning because pretty much yesterday, obviously I slept loads at the hospital and then my mum came and picked me up. We went home in an Uber and we got home about 7:30 and I've slept straight through until 5:30 this morning and I'm definitely ready to go back to sleep again now. I'm so tired. Just the painkillers absolutely knock you out, but in comparison to my last rhinoplasty, I feel like it's so different. Like it's uncomparable how different I feel. So I was black and blue, and I'll insert a picture here of how bad my eyes swelling bruising was the first time round, but that is because the surgeon hasn't broken my nose this time. So my first septal rhinoplasty, he broke my nose, whereas this time no breaks have been done. But yeah, when I don't have this on my nose, I will talk properly. I'll give a full brief on what I've actually had done and why I've had it done. But yeah, just wanted to catch you up on how I'm feeling this morning. So I managed to go down for some breakfast. Wasn't hungry, but with the tablets I need to eat, and I thought, you know, I just need some goodness in me. I need some fruit, and I had some eggs for protein because I need a high protein diet to help with recovery. I feel like you might not even be able to tell what I'm saying. It's so hard to say like certain words. My mum, who is staying with me, who's like she's my chaperone, whilst I am here in London. Oh my god, just the way I'm talking is making me absolutely... I'm giving myself the ick right now. But my mum's... Why is that so hard to say? My mum has had to walk back to the hospital on Harley Street this morning because I left my AirPods, because the room that I was in yesterday is the room that I had all my belongings in. And when I came out of theatre, out of surgery, they put me in a different room and they brought my belongings to the new room, but must have obviously left the AirPods. So I'm feeling okay. I just feel like I've got a really bad head cold and this area is so sore when the pain relief starts to wear off. But apart from that, like, my body's not aching, anything like that. Quick room tour. So we've got entrance, bathroom in here. It's very small. We've got the bed, mini fridge and coffee station, and then TV. Nice TV actually. Dressing table, and then we've got a view onto street that we're in. Another thing is that I can't, because I've got such a headache, I can't have any light in this room, so I'm in the dark. But yeah, we're staying in Mayfair, which is this hotel, for 3 nights has cost £1,000 for 3 nights, because it was the most affordable hotel that was the closest to the hospital. We could have stayed close to the hospital, but it would have cost like £1,500, and yeah, we're not prepared to spend that much money on a hotel room for 3 nights. So £1,000 is way more than enough to spend on a hotel room. But this hotel room, we've actually had to move once. They put us down in the basement and it was so loud, like you could hear everyone. So they've moved us up a few floors so that it's not as loud. So we have actually changed hotel rooms, which is all part of the fun, I suppose. But anyway, I'm avoiding what I was going to do next. I was going to show you my bedside table. Cocodamol, painkillers. We've got water through a straw, just my laptop charger. Vaseline for those dry lips. Oh my god, my lips and mouth during the night, it's like the Sahara Desert in there, guys. You literally make sure you have water and Vaseline as your 2 necessities the night after your surgery, because you can't breathe through your nose, you're having to sleep with your mouth wide open and it just gets so dry. So that would wake me up every half an hour because I would need to swig some water and put some Vaseline on. I've also got my Arnica, oh it's finally focusing, I've got my Arnica tablets, which I do think, I started taking these a few days ago, so I do think these have played a massive part into not having any bruising, because Arnica is for bruises. You can get Arnica cream, but I told that Arnica tablets were better if you take them a few days before to get them in your bloodstream. So we've got some of those there. I've got some hand sanitizer because I keep touching my face, and then I've got a necessity for anyone, but especially if you've come out of surgery and you can't wash your face. So this is from the baby section in Boots, and it's so affordable. Antibacterial, no need to rinse, effective for hands, face, body, ideal for sensitive skin. So this I've been using to clean my face last night, and this morning I've just done a quick clean with a cotton pad and yeah, AirPods, and that's it. I've got my tablet here also from the hospital. So I've got in here, we've got some nasal cream. Oh, also my mum has also had to go to the hospital because they've given me more gauze in to change this dressing. Not giving me any tape, so I can't change it. So my nose all this morning through the night has been like leaking blood. There's so much blood clots around if I take this off. But they've not given me any tape to retape the fresh dressing, so my mum's gonna have to ask for that when she goes to the when she gets to the hospital. So we've got nasal cream, which is just like clean around the nostrils. We've got some saline solution to clean inside my nose and to lube that all up. Yeah, just got my medication, antibiotics, and some what do you call these again? Freezer packs, ice packs, and that's pretty much it for my hospital bag. Also got my gorgeous
stockings on to prevent any blood clots. But yeah, just thought I'd do a little update on how I'm feeling, and I'm about to go and have another nap, I think, because I can feel those painkillers working right now. And I've got my head pillow because you can't sleep lying down or on your side. Yeah, slept like this last night. Not the most comfiest ways to sleep, but I should be used to it being on these long haul flights from Australia. So yeah, that is me for the rest of the day probably. I've got my laptop to watch some films, and actually I brought my LED mask. Especially red LED is great for recovery, so bruising, swelling, redness. Just checking back in because my sister has come and brought me a blank street. So my sister lives in London, so she's taking the day off today to basically just to take my mum out for a couple of hours so she's not stuck in the hotel room looking after me, because like I say, I do feel fine. So my sister's brought me a strawberry shortcake Blanc Street matcha, which I cannot taste at all. And she's also brought me a Blanc Street pistachio cookie, which looks so delicious. But like I said, I just can't taste anything, so it feels like such a waste. So, oh, it's falling. Oh, great. I'm also watching, which is very ironic, but Olivia Atwood, The Price of Perfection. I've also just changed my dressing on my nose because that blood was not okay. So I feel nice. My camera battery has died, so I'm having to film on my phone, but trigger warning for the blood because I've had to take the dressing off because I'm attempting to clean my face because I feel so grimy, and I could just see that I'm starting to break out here where like the tape has been on my face. So we're going to attempt to wash the face very gently. I'm starting to feel a bit like, I don't know, like a lot of pressure. Like I feel like there's so much pressure on my face because I'm only allowed to take my painkillers, cocodamol, every 6 hours, and I feel like once it gets to like the halfway mark, 3 hours, I'm like, oh, I really need some more painkillers, but I'm only allowed to take those every 6 hours. So pain feels like a lot. So if you can actually hear me properly in this bathroom, I'm going to use just some really gentle, hydrating skincare. So hyaluronic acid. Honestly, that feels so nice. Also, I did start to bruise slightly on this eye, but I took an Arnica tablet again and it's gone down. So I really feel like those Arnica tablets are doing the trick, to be honest. So I'm going to keep up with those. Oops, showing you my boobies. So eye cream, hyaluronic acid, eye cream, and then just my CeraVe moisturizer. So now, this might be TMI for some people, but I'm going to change the dressing, clean out some of the blood, because the blood, I can feel my nose bleeding, and the blood's sort of like drying up and clotting in the end of my nostrils. So I just need to clean that out and yeah, change the dressing so it's all nice and clean and fresh for going to bed. So I've got my saline solution, which this is not the nicest part, but I'm gonna squeeze a bit there, just lube it up a little bit. It's just like I want to blow my nose so bad, but you're not allowed to. I've still got all the packing in there. I've done that, I've got some nasal cream, which is going to pop. Around my nostrils like that. And then this is my fresh gousing, dressing, whatever you want to call it, and my tape that my mum had to go back for today. I really feel like I look like the Grinch with this on.
Floor 0.
And we're off home. As crap as I feel, still made it to Primark. I bought something. That's when you know you've got a real shopping addiction. When you're willing to walk around London Oxford Street looking like this. I'm back home, back in my own bed. Can't believe it. I just was ready to leave London and just be in the comfort of my own bed. What time is it? It's 7:30 in the evening. I'm feeling a lot worse today than I was yesterday. I'm starting to come around a little bit now. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I just woke up in a lot of pain this morning. Had a really crap night's sleep last night. I feel a bit more like, I don't know, I feel like because I've got the dissolvable packs in my nose and I can feel them dissolving, and it's just like you want to blow, the feeling is that you just want to blow your nose so much, and it's like all so like tickly here and I can't scratch it, and it's just really uncomfortable. Sleeping on my pillow, I just keep going in and out of like consciousness, to be honest, just keep having naps, and I feel like my eyes still look a little bit like pink, where I feel like the bruising's starting to come out a little bit maybe. Oh, another thing, I've had a reaction to the tape. Oh, sorry to show you the blood, but I've had a reaction, and this is new tape, so I had to go to Boots to get some tape for sensitive skin, because that is what the last tape has done to my skin. Now I don't know if it's the tape that I'm actually allergic to, or my theory is that I use a really strong retinol in my skincare for my acne. But I feel like because my skin is so thin from retinol, that when I've taken the plaster off, the tape off, it's pulled my skin with it. So you know, like how you can't wax your eyebrows when you've used retinol. I think it's like the same thing. So it's taken my skin off with it. So not only do I look like this with my nose, I now have no skin left on my cheek. Hi guys, so it's been a while since I last checked in, just because every day's pretty much looked the same since I had it done. So it's been a week today since I had it done. It's Thursday today, and yeah, I've pretty much just been looking like this for the last, I'd say the last 4 days. So the dressing has come off because my packing inside my nostrils has dissolved. So the dressing was to sort of catch that and to catch the bleeding. All the bleeding stopped, so there was just no need for me to wear that anymore, and it was hard to eat. I just want this part of the vlog to be about this and actually why I've had it done, because I get the cast off tomorrow, but I'm not going to film that as part of this video. I'm going to do that as a separate video. It's such a personal and emotional moment, and I want time to sort of process that before uploading it onto social media. I know that once I've seen it, filmed it, I'm not mentally going to be in a good headspace to share it. There's a lot of emotions that go into seeing your nose for the first time. As you know, some of you who have followed my journey, my rhinoplasty journey, this is my second one, so this was a revision open septo rhinoplasty. It's when you see it for the first time, a lot goes through your head. I'm not going to love it when I see it. I need time to process it. It's going to be very swollen. I'm not going to look like me. But anyway, moving back onto why I've actually had this done. I will include some pictures, but the reason I had a open septo rhinoplasty the first time 3 years ago is because I have a very, very deviated septum. So deviated septum is where the tip of your nose, your septum goes to one side, and mine's always gone to the right hand side, which meant I always preferred my nose from the right, because it went to the right, it meant that my nose always looked a lot cuter and smaller from this angle. So if you look back at any of my pictures, any of my videos, YouTube videos, I'm always like this because I hate my front profile because my nose was so deviated. It's one of those things that nobody else notices but you, and I hated it that much that I really wanted to save up and get a nose job. Second reason is I had a collapsed nostril, which affected my breathing. So you know when you like have a cold or you need to like sniff up, my right nostril I think was the one that collapsed, and so I could never sniff up when I had a cold. I always was blowing my nose. It was a nightmare in the gym. It was a nightmare in winter when my nose would leak. I had that fixed. That's probably been the best game changer for me, is fixing my collapsed nostril. But the deviated septum was a super, super self-conscious thing that I had. I also had a tiny bump on the bridge of my nose, and I just wanted it a little bit smaller. You can get a deviated septum done on the NHS, but you can't cosmetically get it changed. Was I pleased with my result? At first, yes. I remember loving my nose. Apart from the swelling like fluctuates a lot. I'd say I really started to see how the shape of my nose was forming at around 2.5 years. So that's probably only about 6 months ago. Because when I look back at my nose, like a year to 2 years ago, it actually looked so much bigger than what it was 6 months ago. And that's because I had a lot done to my nose for my first rhinoplasty. So I had the bump removed, I had a graft put in there to straighten the deviated septum. So that's what they have to do. They have to use a graft from your own cartilage. I think that's right. I also had the collapsed nostril fix. So I had a lot done to my nose, and I remember the surgeon saying to me at the time, that surgery should have taken an hour, but it took me 3 hours because you had a really difficult nose to work on. And I will always remember that. Time I had it done, I was so bruised. Again, I will insert pictures on the screen. I was black and blue. I was so swollen, and I'd say the bruising probably took about 3.5 weeks to fully disappear. I was honestly in so much pain. I remember my top lip being swollen, my cheeks were all puffy for weeks after. It was not a good time, so I was really dreading this nose job, but it's not been anywhere near as close. As the swelling started to go down on my nose, started to notice that my nose was very much still deviated, and I remember seeing my surgeon 3 months post-op the first time and expressing to him how I'm not happy with how deviated my nose still is. And I remember him saying, like, it's never going to be perfect. It was so deviated that it's never fully going to be straight. Also said at my 3-month post-op appointment that it's still healing, so things can still change, because like I said, it takes 1 to 2 years to fully see the result. So I had that in my mind, and long story short, I went travelling around Bali and Thailand for 3 months, a few months after I had my nose surgery. So I kind of just like had other things on my mind and was just like
was taking on board what the surgeon said, and I was constantly Googling, will my nose change? Will it become more deviated? Will the deviation get better? And it was always like mixed reviews. So I kind of just pushed it to the back of my mind. I was like, right, trust the process. As hard as it was, it's a mental battle. It's such a mental challenge. One day I loved it, the next day I hated it, or one morning I loved it, by the afternoon I hated it, because heat can make it swell, exercise can make it swell, spicy food can make it swell. All these things can change the size of your nose, and when it's on your face, obviously you're constantly looking at it, and I'm constantly judging it, and yeah, so on. Going back, as the swelling was going down, I was like, I could feel something in my right nostril, and TMI, but it almost felt like a bogey, like, and I was constantly picking my nose trying to get this bogey, and I was like, why can't I get this bogey out? So I just looked in the mirror and I like pulled my nostril to one side, and there was a bright blue stitch hanging out of my nostril. So I'm trying to like tweeze it out, thinking it'll just slide out. No, it was in there. And then obviously when you look it up, it's like stitches take time to dissolve, so I just thought, oh, okay, it's going to dissolve over time. Bear in mind, at this stage, I'm probably like 6 months post-op, and then looking back, it's like stitches should be fully dissolved by at least 3 months. I'm just going to trust the process again, and they're going to dissolve. But as time went on, it never dissolved. I think I even at one point got a scissor and was like trying to snip the stitch off, which I remember getting a little bit off. This stitch was really, really annoying me, and it would sort of get like hard skin around it, and I had to like pick off the hard skin, and I remember thinking, like, if that ever gets infected, like what the hell, that's going to be a serious issue. Then I moved to Australia, and just before we moved, I remember noticing a blue dot on the tip of my nose. Again, I'll insert a picture, even though it doesn't show up very well on the picture, but in person you could see it. So it was like a blue dot, and then under my nose, like, so my septum was like a blue shadow, like a bluey grey shadow, and that is the stitch showing underneath my skin. Because the swelling's gone down and the skin on my nose has got thinner, the bright blue stitch has made its way to the surface and is showing through the skin. I was like, okay, this is not right. Even though it wasn't causing any harm and it was so small, like nobody else could notice it but me, it's just principle that you pay so much for a nose job, like that should not happen. We came home for my boyfriend's sister's wedding last September 2024, and I thought, okay, this is my opportunity to see the surgeon and ask, can he get the stitch out? Saw the surgeon, he had a good go at it, and he was like, no, this needs to be surgically removed. I was like, I live in Australia, hon. I remember him saying, are you not coming home like for Christmas or anything like that? And I'm like, no, like I've moved there, I've emigrated for the next few years, like I have no intentions of coming home again. So I was like, right, well, I need this out, like I don't think I have an option. So he said, is there anything you don't like about your nose? Because to get the stitch out of your nose, you're going to have to be put under general anaesthetic. He looked at my deviation and said, yes, it's very much still deviated. He noticed that the graft had moved. So the graft that he put in there to fix the deviated septum had moved, and he even said that himself. So he said the graft needs to be straightened, and then I just said, you know, I'd like a couple of tweaks here and there. That was that. So I went home back to Australia and tried and booked in for my revision rhinoplasty to be in June 2025, and here we are, present day, it's been done. So that obviously leads us to what I've had done for my revision. So the reason I'm not black and blue this time is because the surgeon's not actually broken my nose. He's not actually touched the bridge. All the work has been done on the tip of my nose. So A, the stitches have been removed. He never really explained to me why he used those stitches. I just remember him saying that they were not harmful. To me that didn't matter because they were in my face and you could see them and I could feel them. And B, he's fixed the deviation. So he's used some cartilage that I still had left in the tip of my nose to create a new graft. I'll try and upload some pictures again of my nose before, but I kind of wasn't happy with the size of my nostrils. This is a picture of like 2 weeks after I'd had it done the first time, and this is a picture that was 2 days before having it done the second time. As you can see, there's a massive difference in the size of my nostrils, and I explained I wasn't happy with why they got so big. He didn't really explain again why that happened, but I was like, I loved how petite and small this nose was. What has happened? And as well as taking a little bit off the tip here, as well as I've asked him to make my nose just a tiny little bit more smaller from the side profile. So only a few tweakments. Obviously I can't say that I'm happy with it because I've not seen it yet. Do I think it was wise to go with the surgeon who did it the first time? Like, is it wise to go and have your revision with the same surgeon that you had the first time? I don't know is the answer, because I've not seen my nose yet. If I had buckets and buckets of money, would I have gone to another surgeon? Possibly, but I don't, and it was a free revision. I did not pay any money for this rhinoplasty, apart from my flights home, my hotel in London, my train to London, taking 6 weeks off work. It's cost me a lot of money, but it still cost less than having to go private with someone else and have it done all again. So yeah, that is the story of why I've had a revision rhinoplasty. Sort of feeling like no one's going to even notice the difference, because what I've asked him to do is so minute, but it's just something that I felt so self-conscious about, and it was something that only I ever noticed in the mirror and on pictures. So yeah, I'm actually really glad that my recovery has been quite smooth and comfortable. Yeah, there's not really much else I can say really. I feel like I've explained everything there. But yeah, it's cast removal day tomorrow, and I will get to see what it looks like. I'm just really praying that I'm happy. I've had sleepless nights the past couple nights, knowing that tomorrow's getting sooner and closer. But obviously I will be keeping you guys updated. See you when I have a new nose. Bye!